Okay, guys, welcome back. I'm here with Sam again. What's up, brother?
What's going on?
So we're here today. We want to talk about vulnerability scanning. So I guess, Sam, start off by telling us, what is vulnerability scanning?
Yeah, so simply put, it's scanning for vulnerabilities.
Okay, I feel real smart right now. Thanks. Thanks.
But so
how does that work? Where do we start?
Using like our intelligence engine, we're scanning for all your assets, knowing what's out there, getting the lay of the land.
Okay.
And then once we have all that information, then we're scanning against that and finding all the known vulnerabilities for all your assets.
Okay, so basically a scan's gonna happen. We're gonna know everything that's like touching the network, so to speak. And then we can correlate that against known vulnerabilities.
Correct.
Okay, so now we know the vulnerabilities, now what do we do?
Yeah, so you need to put in place a good patch management system, know how to identify that and remediate those issues before they even happen.
Yeah,
So,
and is that kind of a moving target? Can you kind of go in, vulnerability scan, do it once, patch, and...
Definitely a moving target. It's never something that you can do once and be done with it. Obviously there's always some vulnerability coming out. You always hear about these zero-day attacks, the threats that come out, and sometimes they take a couple months to fix.
Right.
Or to have a solution to patch.
So kind of like Meltdown.
Like
right?
Meltdown, like Spectre, the threat was identified quickly.
Right. So it went from an unknown threat, or what you said, I think a zero-day threat, to a known vulnerability very quickly, but then, okay, now we know about it, what do we do about it?
Right. And some patches are easier than the other, but it just depends on what technology is touching that.
Okay, so we have the known vulnerabilities, we have that down packed. So I've heard, Sam, that like a lot of these big attacks that make the news, right, were from vulnerabilities that have been known about for years. That there was some system that the air conditioner guy was using, or someone got in through the fish tanks or whatever.
That's right.
Through a bunch of bunch of old technology in place with vulnerabilities that have been known for a really long time.
Right.
Is that true?
That's true, and like I said, you got to have this active vulnerability scanning in place for that to happen. Whatever endpoint you have, like this fish tank example, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
There's like a electronic thermometer or something, right?
Yeah.
And maybe some ports are open.
Right.
If you have the right tools and you have the right mindset and a company that's actively monitoring these things, you're going to think about, oh, that's a device on the network. Let's see if there's some vulnerabilities on it.
Okay, I got it. And so if the vulnerability scanning engines are in place and effectively deployed, these type of big, news-making, headline-making security breaches start to go away, I guess, because most of these breaches aren't zero-day. Most of them are indeed known vulnerabilities, right?
You don't know until it happens, but if you're proactive and you do these things proactively, the scanning and management, it'll resolve it, and
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So vulnerability scanning. First of all, got to know what you have, know what assets you have. Then taking it a step further, helping, as a managed security service provider, our goal is to always help our clients implement a vulnerability scanning, an assessment program, along with a really good, patching and vulnerability management program, and ultimately eliminating these vulnerabilities from the environment, or I guess at worst case scenario, at least isolating them off of the network somehow.
That's right.
Okay, awesome. Vulnerability scanning.